And now, WWE and Your Average Joe presents Backlash.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at a sold-out arena here in Lyon, France. And we're here for WWE Backlash. We've got one heck of a show for you. So many matches on the card this evening, but we're going to kick things off tonight by crowning the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion in a 4-superstar gauntlet match. Then later on in the evening, we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Bron Breakker and the Ring General Gunther. We also have the Samoan Werewolf and main event Jey Uso going head-to-head in singles action. And then in the main event of the evening, we will be crowning a new SmackDown World Champion. Could that be John Cena, perhaps? But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're going to enjoy the show. If you do, please be sure to like, subscribe for more WWE 2K25 Universe Mode content. And let's get into the show.
The following is a gauntlet match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countout. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner! And from Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch!
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off the show here in Lyon, France, at WWE Backlash, we're kicking things off to crown the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion with this gauntlet match. And we have the man, Becky Lynch, who has unfortunately drawn the short straw, as she is entering as number 1 inside this gauntlet match. So if Becky Lynch wants to make history here tonight, she's going to have to run the entire gauntlet and try and gain that championship to become the first ever Intercontinental Champion in the women's division. But I wonder who her first opponent is going to be here. Of course, the other participants are Lyra Valkyria, Liv Morgan, and Jakara Jackson. But who's going to be next up to take on the man, Becky Lynch, and kick things off here at Backlash?
And from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria!
So 2 women who actually have some history together. Both women are also from the same country. Both women from the country of Ireland in the United Kingdom. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch about to face off. This is going to be one heck of a way to kick off Backlash. Who is going to be the one to progress in this gauntlet match here tonight and take one step closer to becoming the first Intercontinental Women's Champion? Will it be Lyra Valkyria or will it be Becky Lynch? We're about to find out. We're about to kick things off right here, right now. So Becky Lynch going up against Lyra Valkyria, one-on-one to kick things off here at WWE Backlash, and here we go. The man Becky Lynch straight out the gates trying to go for a big right hand there. But now these two locking up in the center of the ring, and Lyra Valkyria getting the better of the man, Becky Lynch here. And the referee just separating these two momentarily, and then a big right hand by Lyra, sending Becky Lynch back into the corner again. And Becky Lynch now looking for a quick roll-up to maybe end this one for Lyra Valkyria early on, but she couldn't quite get the victory there, Becky Lynch. So we did state in the entrances that these two have a little bit of history together, Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. They did meet in NXT, as Becky Lynch had a little bit of a run as the NXT champion. And Lyra Valkyria was the woman to actually take that title away from Becky Lynch. And now Lyra Valkyria just asserting her dominance over the man here. Becky Lynch, is she going to be able to get the better of the man again in a championship opportunity situation? A championship match, you could say, as well. But both of these superstars have got to be thinking that they want to try and end this one as quickly as possible. As now Becky Lynch finally getting the better of Lyra Valkyria here, driving her into the corner. Big kick to the midsection. But because these two are starting off this gauntlet match, you have to think that they want to end this one as quickly as possible and try and move on to the next superstar. Because the longer this gauntlet match goes on, the worse it is going to be for especially these two kicking things off. As now Becky Lynch bringing Lyra Valkyria back to her feet. Big right hands here. Big strikes by the man. Becky Lynch with a big elbow as well. And now rolling through here. Becky Lynch looking for an armbar. But Lyra Valkyria able to find a reversal and block that one. Not about to allow Becky Lynch to put in that submission hold. As now Lyra Valkyria targets the arm of Becky, trying to get the crowd behind her. Big slap across the chest. 2 for good measure. Lyra Valkyria really aggressive here. She clearly wants that Intercontinental Women's Championship towards the end of WWE 2K25. Lyra Valkyria was building a lot of momentum until the Storm, Jade Cargill, put that all to a halt at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. And well, Jade Cargill is now the Women's World Champion, so that just goes to show the level that Lyra Valkyria was at in WWE 2K24. But oh my goodness, into the Nightwing out of absolutely nowhere. Lyra Valkyria though, not going for the victory, not going for the pinfall. Now she does after that spinning heel kick. Is this enough? And Becky Lynch is able to get the shoulder up. Big kick out found by the man. She was moments away there from potentially losing this one, Becky Lynch. We haven't seen much of her in Universe mode in quite some time. There's a big drop kick there delivered by the man Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, a former WWE Women's Champion in 2K24 Universe mode. They're looking to make history here tonight and become the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. Now Becky Lynch with Lyra Valkyria. Oh, Lyra slides in behind, takes out the leg from underneath Becky Lynch. There's Becky now into the corner, just using the ropes to get back to her feet, but a big elbow. Now Becky Lynch hooks the arm, slamming down. And oh my word, into the armbar. But Lyra Valkyria again is able to block it and just maneuver her body to ensure that oh my word, that the armbar isn't locked in, but into another Nightwing connecting, and this could be it. Becky Lynch, is she out of this one? No, she's still in there. But oh my word, Lyra Valkyria is closing in on potentially progressing in this gauntlet match. What does that mean for Becky Lynch, perhaps? Big crossbody connecting. Double axe handle as well. Lyra Valkyria, very impressive so far, but Becky Lynch using her experience. Now targeting the knees and the legs here. Becky Lynch going for a submission hold. Lyra Valkyria not quite able to block this one, at least not immediately, as Becky Lynch now seems to be setting up Lyra Valkyria, who needs to be careful here. Becky Lynch with a big strike to the back of the head and slamming down Lyra Valkyria with the manhandle slam quickly into the cover to progress in the gauntlet. No, Lyra Valkyria at the last possible second getting the shoulder up. I thought for sure that was going to be it here. There's now Becky Lynch targeting the arm and the elbow again. Perhaps trying to set up that disarmer for later on. And now Becky Lynch with Lyra Valkyria up in the middle of the ring here, driving her down with a sit-out powerbomb. Just taking her time there was Becky Lynch. There's now Lyra just crawling up the ropes, using the ropes again to get herself back to her feet. Now Becky again just targeting the arms. And now Lyra Valkyria face first into the turnbuckle and near the ropes here with the pinfall. Is this going to be enough? And oh my word, well, Lyra Valkyria grabbed the ropes, but she's been eliminated. The referee did not see it. And well, next up we have Jakara Jackson. Well, I'm sure that Lyra Valkyria is not going to be too pleased at that decision. But I mean, the referee's decision is final. He didn't see Lyra Valkyria grab the ropes, but Jakara Jackson, what a big opportunity this is for her. She's obviously the fresher of the two. Is she going to be able to take advantage here? As the boos are just ringing around the stadium. Seems like the WWE Universe do not want to see Miss Jackson with that Intercontinental Championship. But it may not matter what the WWE Universe have got to say here, because Becky Lynch, you have to think, is probably on her last legs right now. As Lyra Valkyria did hit her with a couple of Nightwings already, so she's going to be feeling those effects. But now Becky Lynch just coming out swinging here. Jakara Jackson trying to hold her own. But Becky Lynch now dragging Miss Jackson into the corner, face first into that turnbuckle. And now slam down to the mat. Becky Lynch heading up to the second rope here. Becky Lynch gonna fly with a big leg drop. And now into the cover goes Becky. I don't think this is going to be enough, but possibly. Can she do it? No. Big kick out found by Jakara. Now, oh my word, Becky Lynch is lining things up here. She's looking to put an end to Jakara Jackson's night with a manhandle slam, slamming her down to the mat, and into the cover she goes, looking for the victory. Oh, I thought that was it. But Miss Jackson just about able to get that shoulder up. So, of course, there was a possibility that it would have been Lash Legend in this match, as well as Jakara Jackson. But Liv Morgan, I believe it was Liv Morgan, was the one to put down Lash Legend on the first week of Monday Night Raw. Miss Jackson there was just missed out on that clothesline as Becky Lynch was able to duck on underneath. Becky Lynch, though, she has her eyes set on the gold, and it's hard to stop her when she's in that mindset. There's now Jakara Jackson going to roll up here. She's got Becky Lynch stacked up. Is this it? No. Becky Lynch is able to get the shoulder up. Now Miss Jackson sent off the ropes and looking for a big drop kick there. But Becky's with a swing and a miss. Now Becky fighting her way out the clutches of Jakara Jackson. And now heading up to the top rope, Becky Lynch. What's she going for here? Big elbow drop connecting. And into the cover she goes. Becky Lynch to eliminate another superstar. She's done it. Jakara Jackson is out of here. And well, we know who the final superstar is.
The next fall will win the match.
And well, Becky Lynch is ready to go here. But Liv Morgan is the final participant in this matchup. So Becky Lynch so far has run the gauntlet, but she's got one more obstacle in front of her, and that is Liv Morgan. As Liv Morgan now up to the second rope and into a big drop kick connecting right on the jaw. Now I thought Liv Morgan was maybe going to go for the pin straight away there, but Liv Morgan trying to take advantage of the fact that Becky Lynch is going to be worn out here. She's already taken on two other superstars, two high caliber superstars as well, in Jakara Jackson and Lyra Valkyria. A big drop kick connecting by Liv. There's now Liv Morgan, big drop kick to the spine as well. Well, this is the level of superstars that are fighting for this championship. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, two world championship material superstars. Big drop kick connecting by Becky, as Becky now just taunting away at Liv Morgan, but Liv back into the ring and she's been caught here. Becky Lynch rolling through. Oh my word. And Becky looking to lock in the disarmer, but this time the referee noticing the rope break. Although it seemed like Liv Morgan was just flailing around and her hand may have just swiped across the rope there, so a little bit surprising that he wasn't able to spot the rope break earlier on with Lyra Valkyria, but this time with Liv Morgan he was able to spot it. And now, well, Becky Lynch went for a stalling suplex, but it may have just cost her as Liv Morgan slides in behind, and now Liv Morgan off the ropes, and she just misses out on that. I think she was looking for a bit of a Hurricane Rana there, and for that handstand, but she couldn't quite get it. There's now Becky Lynch sizing up Liv Morgan now. And now Liv Morgan in trouble, slammed down to the mat. This could be it. Becky Lynch to become the Intercontinental Women's Champion, but no. Big kick out found by Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan's in trouble because Becky Lynch has more where that came from. Becky Lynch, manhandle slam connecting, and into the cover she goes. She hooks the leg. This could be it, all over, and Becky Lynch has done it. Well, Becky Lynch pins Lyra Valkyria, Jakara Jackson, and Liv Morgan. Well, good luck to the women's division and taking that championship away from the man Becky Lynch. She's been away for some time, but what a way for her to return. The first ever women's Intercontinental Champion.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match and is for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 492 pounds, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits.
So the Street Profits making their way down to the ring here in Lyon, France at Backlash to try and gain the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, the Street Profits actually on week 1 of Friday Night SmackDown defeated both the Bloodline and A-Town Down Under to become the #1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships, and we did actually see the New Day in singles action pick up victories against both of these two. So Kofi Kingston a couple of weeks ago actually pinned Montez Ford, and then last week Xavier Woods was able to pin Angelo Dawkins by a roll-up, but you have to wonder whether that's going to play a factor here tonight.
Introducing the champions at a combined weight of 417 pounds, the WWE Tag Team Champions, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day.
So Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods in their first title defense since WrestleMania. But this time they have 2 opponents instead of just 1. They were able to defeat Big E back at the grandest stage of them all to retain the championships. But here tonight, as I said, they've got 2 opponents, and it is the Street Profits who have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, looking to regain those tag team titles. But listen to the boos around the stadium for the New Day. So the New Day with those tag team titles draped over their shoulders. But the question is, will they be walking out with those titles again here tonight? Or will the Street Profits be your champions after Backlash? We're about to find out. Tornado tag rules, so there are no disqualifications. So here we go, Street Profits versus the New Day. But who is going to walk out of Backlash and walk out of Lyon, France as the WWE Tag Team Champions? So Angelo Dawkins focusing on Kofi Kingston right now. Big clothesline to the back of the neck. As Xavier Woods was looking for a big forearm onto Montez Ford. He was able to get a big reversal in there. So of course it is tornado tag rules as we mentioned before. No disqualifications. All participants in the ring at the same time. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission here inside the ring. Although it seems like the referee here is going for a bit of a count out. I'm not sure why he's going for that, as it's under the tornado tag rules. So usually there isn't a count out during this type of matchup, but it seems as though the referee may be taking things into his own matters, or matters into his own hands, I should be saying. There's a big powerbomb connecting there by Montez Ford. So Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins will be looking to utilize their power here and try and overcome the New Day. As now Angelo Dawkins just being held back by the referee here, it seems like. And Montez Ford on the outside with a big clubbing blow. And then Kofi Kingston, it seems like, has just collapsed into the Prime Bottle Station. And the Prime Bottle Station has fallen apart here. But the referee continuing the count here on Xavier Woods, which very odd, if you ask me. But now Angelo Dawkins just pounding away at the head of Kofi Kingston there. Now off of the ropes. Big dropkick connecting, but it seemed like the Street Profits a couple of times here have just connected with each other. Now Xavier Woods to the outside. Montez Ford went up to the top rope, but now Xavier Woods with that Prime Bottle in hand. And Xavier Woods just startled by Kofi Kingston, but he may have been caught here, and oh my word, Angelo Dawkins has just taken out Montez Ford. Well, it seemed like it was an accident, but I mean, you never know with these types of matchups. Now, Montez Ford, big spinning kick. Connecting to Kofi Kingston. Angelo Dawkins taking his time on the outside momentarily. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford not working quite well together just a moment ago, but maybe they're going to iron out those kinks in just a moment's time as Montez Ford up to the top rope. But Kofi Kingston about to thwart whatever Montez Ford had planned here, but then Montez Ford just switching his attention over to Kofi Kingston into the cover, looking for the victory, new champions, but no. Xavier Woods able to break up the count there. And the boos around the stadium for the New Day. Anytime that they get any kind of offense in, this arena seems to explode. As now Angelo Dawkins is lining up Kofi Kingston. But when Montez Ford seemed to tell Angelo Dawkins that he had it covered, but this may have just cost the Street Profits, because Angelo Dawkins was about to go for his finishing maneuver on Kofi Kingston, but Montez Ford thought that maybe if he took out Kofi, Angelo Dawkins could have taken out Xavier, but well, the tables have turned now as the New Day have the upper hand. Xavier Woods sending Angelo Dawkins to the outside. Kofi Kingston now the one with that Prime Bottle in hand. Oh, and Montez Ford, big reversal found. But now the Prime Bottle off of the back of the skull of Montez Ford here. He could be in serious trouble. But Angelo Dawkins inside the ring, able to find a big reversal. Wicked right hand to the jaw of Kofi Kingston there. Xavier Woods though, connecting with that forearm. And then slammed down to the mat by the big powerful Angelo Dawkins. And now Dawkins up of the ropes. Angelo Dawkins into a big body splash as Montez Ford just stomps away at the face of Kofi Kingston into the pinfall. But just a 1 count found for Montez Ford. Kofi Kingston able to power out, and on the outside Well, Xavier Woods was almost sent into the crowd. Got a big clothesline inside the ring by Montez Ford. Takes Kofi Kingston down to the mat. And now Angelo Dawkins, big body splash connecting. And now Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford looking to work together, but it seemed like Montez Ford may have been struck again there by Angelo Dawkins. They need to work on their chemistry here a little bit, the Street Profits, because things aren't quite going so smoothly for them. There's now Montez Ford. Switches his focus to Xavier Woods, but Xavier Woods able to find a reversal. Now Angelo Dawkins and Xavier Woods, we saw this on Friday Night SmackDown. But Xavier Woods now could be getting pinned here. New champions to be crowned, but no. Xavier Woods still able to get the shoulder up. Now Kofi Kingston, what's he got planned here? Cranking at the arm, but a big forearm connecting. And an elbow for a reversal. Now Kofi Kingston driving Angelo Dawkins down to the mat, and this could be it. Looking for the victory, but no. Angelo Dawkins able to power out, and now Kofi Kingston the one lining up the trouble in paradise, but he couldn't connect with it. A big super kick connecting by Montez Ford, and this could be it. The titles could change hands here for the victory. The Street Profits have done it. Well, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins.
Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits.
Just shocking the New Day here tonight with a quick victory and stealing the championships. Well, what does this mean going forward for Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston? They've lost those championships. But what's going to happen for the Street Profits and the tag division as well? Only time will tell.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE United States Championship.
And here is the challenger. It is Big Jim, Jimmy Uso, looking to regain the United States Championship. The last time we saw him hold that title was back in the early WWE 2K25 Universe Mode series. But Big Jim has stated that now he no longer has to worry about any of his family possibly holding him back, and he can look forward and try and gain that United States Championship here tonight. He believes that he is the man that saved the title from Logan Paul last year. But if it wasn't for the likes of Solo Sikoa, then he may even potentially have been the United States Champion for a lot longer than he was. And Jimmy Uso is looking to right that wrong here tonight. Here is the United States Champion. It is Chad Gable himself making his way down to the ring. A chorus of boos in the stadium. France are seriously not pleased to see Chad Gable here tonight. But Chad Gable has held that United States Championship. He won it back at WrestleMania. And he was actually the man who actually wiped out Penta a number of weeks ago, as Penta was making his way to Friday Night SmackDown, potentially to face off against Dominic Mysterio on the opening show of the series for SmackDown. So I'm sure that we're probably going to see Penta at some point in the future.
Introducing the challenger from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso! And his opponent, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, Chad Gable!
Will Chad Gable remain the champion, or will Big Jim, Jimmy Uso, potentially gain the title going forward in 2K25? So here we go, United States Championship on the line. Jimmy Uso versus Chad Gable. Jimmy Uso looking to regain that championship. A bit of a rake of the eyes there. There's Big Jim now, looking to try and assert his dominance on the United States Champion. A big super kick connecting, followed by a big headbutt. Jimmy Uso out of the gates here. Very impressive so far, of course, very early in this matchup, but Jimmy Uso looking to start off as he means to go one here. Big missile drop kick, and Chad Gable could be in some trouble right here. It's interesting that Chad Gable is all alone inside the ring as well. There's no American maid out here at ringside. Seems like maybe Chad Gable is thinking about possibly trying to put down Jimmy Uso on his own. I don't know if we can really trust Chad Gable. As now Jimmy Uso sent over the top rope to the outside. And the referee about to begin the count here. Chad Gable heading to the outside, but he's caught by Jimmy Uso. Possibly not a wise decision by the United States Champion, as now crashing down face first onto the apron here. And Jimmy Uso just being held back by the referee. The referee telling Jimmy to give Chad Gable a moment. As now Jimmy Uso diving to the outside, and well, it looks like he may have hurt himself in the process. We have to mention the fact as well that Chad Gable recently on Friday Night SmackDown, just the past week, took out Jimmy Uso, attacking him on his leg. So you have to wonder, is Jimmy Uso even going to be 100% here? And I think we may have just seen a little bit of that with that suicide dive to the outside by Jimmy Uso. And just speaking of the leg, Chad Gable once again targeting the leg of Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy sent back into the ring now, as Chad Gable hops over the ropes and big right hand, but Jimmy Uso now couldn't quite get the upper hand. Chad Gable with Jimmy Uso in his clutches here, driving him face first into that turnbuckle. Well, this match could go either way here, as Jimmy Uso with a big forearm. Chad Gable has been a very impressive United States Champion, although he hasn't defended the title as often as maybe some people would want him to. Jimmy Uso being one of those men. But Jimmy Uso, you have to wonder what could happen with his career if he is able to beat Chad Gable here tonight and regain that championship for himself. He would be the only member of the bloodline right now to hold championship gold. Of course, with the exception of the final boss. There's Chad Gable now with a big boot to Jimmy Uso, and hold on a second. Well, what's going on here? Well, what on earth is happening? I can't hear the music here. It seems a little bit quiet right now, but Chad Gable seems distracted. And hold on a second. That's Penta. What? Penta seems to have returned. And he's just struck Chad Gable with the steel chair. And Jimmy Uso is trying to crawl into the cover here. I feel he drapes the arm across Chad Gable. Is this going to be enough? No. Jimmy Uso just took too long in getting into the cover there. As a big super kick connecting to the face and then to the back of the head. As Penta maybe cost Chad Gable here tonight. Jimmy Uso looking for the victory, but no, a big kick out found by Chad Gable. Well, Chad Gable could be in deep, deep trouble right now, because Jimmy Uso connecting with another super kick. But Penta making his big return here at BACKLASH. I thought that maybe Penta was going to be down and out for a number of weeks, maybe even months, but has returned sooner than I expected, as now Chad Gable, after reversing the spear, driving Jimmy Uso down into the mat, into the bridging pin to retain the title, but no. Jimmy Uso gets the shoulder out and Chad Gable has had enough here, bringing the straps down to signal that he feels this is the beginning of the end. And you have to wonder whether Chad Gable is maybe making a bit of a mistake by not targeting the leg and maybe even going for that ankle lock, because you have to feel as though Jimmy Uso cannot be 100% without leg injury. But Jimmy Uso could be in deep trouble, because Chad Gable, I think he was setting up for the ankle lock, but luckily for Jimmy, he was able to get the enziguri. As these two continue to fight on here. A big elbow by Chad, and now Chad Gable looking to lock in a crossface. Desperate times for the United States champion. Cranking away, but Jimmy Uso able to find a reversal. Big kick to the midsection. Big strikes by Jimmy now. There's Chad Gable in the corner. Big clubbing blow to the spine by Jimmy Uso. Repeated strikes here. Jimmy Uso looking to do his family proud, as Chad Gable's been busted wide open now, and Jimmy Uso trying to get the crowd behind him. A nasty gash across the forehead of Chad Gable, who's driven into the turnbuckle, and then a German suplex by Jimmy Uso, giving Chad Gable a taste of his own medicine here. And Big Jim, what has he got planned for the United States champion? Bringing Chad Gable back to his feet, looking for another super kick, connecting right on the button, on the jaw. Chad Gable though with a big reversal. These two back and forth, and a spear connecting. Jimmy Uso looking for the victory to become the new United States champion, but no. I thought that was it. Jimmy Uso a split second away, but Chad Gable at a 2.999 count gets the shoulder up, just showing why he is the United States champion. And Big Jim up to the top rope. Could this be it? Uso splash not connecting. And Jimmy could be maybe having the United States Championship slip through his fingers once again, as Chad Gable rolling through, German suplex, bridging pin to end this matchup and end the dreams of Jimmy Uso. Chad Gable retains the United States Championship.
Here is your winner, and still WWE United States Champion, Chad Gable.
So you have to wonder, how is Jimmy Uso going to feel about that interference? But Chad Gable retains.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. That is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we're into the Intercontinental Championship match, and Ethan Page is the #1 contender, following on from the last Monday Night Raw before Backlash, where he actually rolled up Obafemi and was able to get the victory and become the #1 contender for Braun Strowman's Intercontinental Championship. Now Ethan Page is all ego, and he's been showing that ever since week 1 on Monday Night Raw, when Shawn Michaels tried to put him in his place by putting him up against the megastar LA Knight. And I'm sure that LA Knight is not going to be too happy with the fact that Ethan Page has basically stolen his spot here at Backlash, because it could be argued that LA Knight maybe had earned this opportunity after going undefeated for a number of weeks on Monday Night Raw. But when this man is the Intercontinental Champion, you can see why maybe some people might not want to go after that championship. The championship barely able to wrap around the waist of one big SOB in Braun Strowman. So LA Knight, maybe it might actually be better for him if maybe Ethan Page is able to take the title away from Braun Strowman, and then LA Knight could potentially maybe think about trying to get that championship off of Ethan Page, especially because LA Knight has defeated Ethan Page back on the week 1 of Monday Night Raw, and LA Knight is actually still undefeated because he was not the man pinned in that triple threat match on Monday Night Raw.
Introducing the challenger. From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 214 pounds, all legal, Ethan Page. And his opponent, from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, weighing in at 385 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Braun Strowman!
So Braun Strowman with the Intercontinental Championship in hand. Could that be the last time he hands it over? Is Ethan Page going to find somehow, some way to pin the monster of all monsters here and take that championship home with him? So Ethan Page looking a little bit concerned, to be honest, whereas Braun Strowman looks like he's ready to dish out a bit of a beating. And here we go, Ethan Page a little bit hesitant out of the gates, but these two locking up in the middle of the ring. And Braun Strowman just shoving Ethan Page across the ring. But Ethan Page back into it, wants some more here, and shoved across the ring again here. Well, Ethan Page is being just tossed around the ring a little bit at the start of this one. Now driven into the corner. Braun Strowman just looking to assert his dominance over Ethan Page, but now all ego with a big right hand that drops Braun Strowman, but the boos that ring around the stadium immediately as Ethan Page gets the upper hand. And now Braun Strowman stepping over into a Boston Crab here, but Ethan Page able to find a reversal and break that hold. As now these two head to the outside. Of course, it is champion's advantage here. So Ethan Page does need to get the victory inside the ring. A big strike to the forehead of Braun Strowman. And now Ethan Page getting a little bit too confident here, it seems, and just, well, kicking Braun Strowman in the face. But Braun Strowman just shoving Ethan Page around, or away from him, I should say. Braun Strowman trying to get himself back into this one. Big kick to midsection and clubbing blow to the spine of the #1 contender. Ethan Page, though, quite impressive so far as he's holding his own, but Braun Strowman was trying to send him into the steel steps, but Ethan Page was able to put the brakes on beforehand. There's now, into a roll-up here, stacking him up. But Ethan Page with a reversal, and Braun Strowman's hand was by the ropes, but these two just reversing each other's attempts at pinfalls there as Ethan Page targets the legs of Braun Strowman, and now he's just telling Braun Strowman to get to his feet. I'm not sure that's a wise decision. Don't think you quite really know what you're in for here, Ethan Page, because Braun Strowman is one big SOB, and he was able to take down both Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed back at WrestleMania to hold on to that Intercontinental Championship. And now big DDT connecting by Ethan Page. Ethan Page seems to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder ever since debuting after the draft and heading up to the main roster. He seems to want to prove himself, and what a way this could be if he's able to prove himself here this evening with a victory. Look at the power from Ethan Page there to just toss the monster of all monsters across the ring, and look at this. Ethan Page driving Braun Strowman down to the mat, and into the cover he goes. New Intercontinental Champion perhaps. Can he do it? No, big kick out found by the monster. Braun Strowman is not going to lie down easily. Ethan Page needs to inflict more damage if he wants to gain that Intercontinental Championship, but Ethan Page seems to be getting a little bit too overconfident here, and it could cost him. Big headbutt connecting, and Braun Strowman signaling to the crowd that we could be seeing a Strowman Express soon. Driving Ethan Page face first into the turnbuckle. Now Strowman backing it up before a slow walk and a big stomp in the corner, repeated. And now Strowman into the cover, looking to retain the championship here, but a big kick out found before even a 1 count. The referee took his time there, was a little bit hesitant. But now Braun Strowman with one hand just throwing Ethan Page across the ring. Well, I don't know who's going to be able to beat this man in Braun Strowman. I'm not sure that Ethan Page will be able to, but he does seem to have some sneaky tactics that could maybe get him the victory here this evening. Braun Strowman, though, just waiting for Ethan Page to get back to his feet so he can send him down to the mat once again. Trying to drag Ethan Page away from the ropes. Ethan Page doing well to stay near the ropes, to be honest. There's now Braun Strowman looking to just deadlift up the #1 contender and drive him into the mat with a running power slam. Could this be it? And Ethan Page is just about able to get the shoulder up. Now Ethan Page looking to get back into this one. A massive knee to the jaw, dropping the champion. And Ethan Page again showing some disrespect to Braun Strowman here. Could be a fatal error. But Ethan Page with Braun Strowman's big right hand connecting onto the forehead of the monster. And another big right hand by Ethan Page. Oh, Braun Strowman finds a reversal of his own here. Now driving Ethan Page into the corner. Big knee to the midsection. Repeated strikes here by the monster. The champion trying to continue the onslaught here, trying to build the momentum. Could he be closing in on a victory to retain the championship perhaps, as Braun Strowman now heading up to the top rope? It's not often we see this. Ethan Page taking his time here, waiting for the champion. Big mistake. Should have tried to capitalize, but now Braun Strowman, oh my word, driving Ethan Page face first into the canvas. That could be it. Braun Strowman hooks the leg to retain the championship. No, Ethan Page is still in it. He's able to power out and get the shoulder up, but Braun Strowman cannot believe it right now. As Ethan Page slowly making his way back to his feet. Another big right hand by Braun Strowman. And Ethan Page is in big trouble. Another running power slam connecting by the champion, and this has surely got to be it. Braun Strowman to retain the championship. And well, Ethan Page.
Here is your winner, and still WWE Intercontinental Champion, Braun Strowman.
And well, you have to wonder whether LA Knight may be the next #1 contender for that championship. But Braun Strowman puts down Ethan Page here. What does that mean for Ethan Page going forward? And ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the World Tag Team Championships on the line. And first off, making their way to the ring, we have the War Raiders, the men who are looking to take down the AOP, the Authors of Pain, just after the Authors of Pain have gained those championships after WrestleMania, where they were able to take down R-Truth and John Cena of all people. But this is going to be one heck of a war. as the War Raiders are looking to get back to the top of the mountain in the tag team division. It's going to be a hard-hitting contest here as Eric and Ivar back in WWE 2K25's universe mode. And could they kick off their series with a bang here in Backlash? And here are the World Tag Team Champions. It is the Authors of Pain, Akam and Reza, flanked by Paul Ellering. And it must be said as well that Paul Ellering a few weeks ago made a warning to the War Raiders that he was going to teach Reza and Akam to aim for the necks of the War Raiders. But we did see the War Raiders actually become the #1 contenders on week 1 of Monday Night Raw, where they were able to take down DIY and Finn Balor and JD McDonough in a triple threat tornado tag team match. And now the Authors of Pain, could they be maybe about to be the Authors of Pain for the War Raiders perhaps? Are they going to be able to take advantage of the neck injuries that the War Raiders have suffered in the past? Or will the War Raiders bring the war here at Backlash? We're about to find out who is going to be the World Tag Team Champions on Monday Night Raw.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 552 pounds, Eric and Ivar, the War Raiders. And their opponents at a combined weight of 620 pounds, the World Tag Team Champions, Rizar and Akam, Authors of Pain.
So it's definitely clear who the crowd are behind here in Lyon, France. And it is not the champions. Could that be the final time they hand over those titles? So it will be Eric starting off this matchup against Akam. Oh, sorry, Rizar. And now the bell rings here, and here we go. Eric right out the gates with some kicks to the lower leg. And now Eric just driving the knee into the midsection of Rizar. Rizar doesn't really know what's hit him so far, it seems. As now a tag is made by the War Raiders. As Ivar makes his way into the ring and driving Rizar down to the mat. The War Raiders are bringing the fire and the fight here at Backlash. But the question is it going to be enough here tonight? Are they going to be able to walk out with those tag team championships? Another tag here. The War Raiders doing very well to isolate Rizar so far. Big knee to the jaw as well by Eric. And what the AOP could be in deep trouble right now. There's Eric here now with Rizar in position, hoists him up into a suplex, driving him down into the mat. And while so far it's been all about the War Raiders, Rizar hasn't even got a single bit of offense in so far. As Eric now off the ropes, looking for a big knee, but wasn't able to connect with it. And a big clothesline, explosive from Rizar. That is the thing with the AOP. They're so explosive, so big, and so powerful. At any given moment, they can turn a matchup on its head. As now Akam makes his way into the ring. A big kick to the midsection there. Akam hoisting up Eric. Up overhead and driving him face first into the canvas. I'm sure that Akam probably took Eric a little bit off guard just then, as Eric was trying to now go for the tag, but he's able to avoid that strike and take Akam down to the mat. And now Akam driven into the corner of the War Raiders. Another tag as Ivar makes his way back into the ring again. The War Raiders working very, very well together and slam down to the mat here. And a hook in the leg. New tag team champions, but no, just a 1 count found. Paul Ellering, of course, he is here at ringside. He is just trying to egg on the AOP here. Trying to get Akam back into this one. But a tag is made and Rezar makes his way back into the ring. The tag team champions are struggling ever so slightly here this evening. But now big boot into a sidewalk slam. And Rezar now can't seem to quite get any offense together here, the champions. It is not looking good for the AOP right now. The War Raiders working extremely well together and just isolating each man from the AOP. It almost doesn't matter who's the legal man for the AOP, because it seems like Eric and Ivar are just well prepared here this evening. Big strikes now by Eric on the outside. It must be said as well that there is champion's advantage here. So the AOP could retain the titles without actually having to pin or submit the War Raiders here. There's now Rezar trying to get the upper hand on the outside now, looking to send Eric towards the barricade. And well, the champions, I was going to say the championships could maybe be about to change hands, or I mean stay with the AOP there if the count out actually happened there. But luckily for the War Raiders, they were able to get things back into the ring again. Well, Rezar just going to create some room by heading to the outside. Now back into the ring again. Big strikes here. And Ivar driving Rezar down to the mat. Sidewalk slam connecting. Now Rezar finally getting a reversal of his own. And then the boos immediately ring around the stadium as now Rezar just switching things up here. Driving Ivar across the ring. The power of this man. Oh my goodness, but a spinning heel kick connecting by Ivar. Well, these two teams definitely can match each other in power. Another tag for the War Raiders. It's now Eric and Ivar again, driving Rezar down to the mat. Could Eric and Ivar be moments away from maybe gaining those tag team titles here? Could the tag team division become a war zone perhaps? It looks like it could do, because Eric and Ivar are just absolutely dominating this matchup right now. Even Paul Ellering seems to be a little bit concerned as he makes his way into the ring. Well, Paul Ellering trying to cause a distraction here, trying to tell off the referee. I don't know what on earth Paul Ellering thinks he's doing. But he's made his way into the ring, trying to cause a distraction. Well, it did definitely distract me, so maybe it has distracted the War Raiders as well. Because a pinfall was happening, but I'm not going to lie, I didn't actually see what happened there. Just too focused on Paul Ellering, so whatever his plan was, it definitely worked. And now Ivar looking for a springboard here. The big man knows how to fly. And now Paul Ellering again getting himself involved here. Could he maybe be the reason? Oh, but Jessica Clark, the referee, is not pleased at the antics of Paul Ellering, and she seems to be sending him to the back. A big clothesline connecting by Akam though. Is that distraction going to be enough by Paul Ellering? No. Just a 1 count found. And well, Eric on the outside had a bit of a swing and a miss there towards Paul Ellering as he was making his way to the backstage area. And now Ivar looking for a springboard here. The big man knows how to fly. And now Paul Ellering again getting himself involved here. Could he maybe be the reason? Oh, but Jessica Clark, the referee, is not pleased at the antics of Paul Ellering, and she seems to be sending him to the back. A big clothesline connecting by Akam though. Is that distraction going to be enough by Paul Ellering? No. Just a 1 count found. And well, Eric on the outside had a bit of a swing and a miss there towards Paul Ellering as he was making his way to the backstage area. And Eric is very distracted on the outside now by Paul Ellering. He needs to remain focused on this matchup because what if Ivar needs a tag? But up to the top rope, Ivar goes. Ivar into a moonsault connecting. And he hooks the leg looking for the victory. War Raiders to become the champions, but no, the pin is broken up there. But Eric is still on the outside here. Seems like maybe he's distracted by someone in the crowd of sorts, but he was definitely distracted by Paul Ellering for a moment. But now he finally makes his way back up to the apron. Looking for a big boot there was Ivar. A big right hand connects instead. Looking for a clothesline, but misses out on that one. But Akam is able to connect with his own clothesline here. And look at the power and the strength. Deadlifting. Oh my word. Into the power bomb connecting by Akam. He deadlift up Ivar before driving him down to the mat. That is some serious strength there. He's now into the corner. Goes Ivar. Looking for the tag. The AOP. Seems like ever since the whole debacle regarding Paul Ellering, it seems like this match has definitely become a little bit more even. So Paul Ellering's plan may have just actually worked out here. As now into a spine buster connecting and into the cover. This could be it to retain the titles. No. A big kick out found and Rezar couldn't quite believe it there. Seemed to be a little bit shocked as now he's the one to deadlift up and drive him down into the mat. The strength and power of the AOP is something else. He's now slowly bringing Ivar to a knee here and then off the ropes he goes. Looking to maybe target that neck with a big boot. But Ivar able to find a reversal and now big knee and a big clothesline to the back of the neck. Eric back into the ring as the legal man. Well, I really don't know which way this match is going to go. It could go either way here. Both of these teams seem to want those championships very, very badly. But the question is, who's going to be the team to walk out with the titles? As now, well, the War Raiders with a double powerbomb. And I'm pretty sure that's a move that the AOP usually use, but this could be it. No, big kick out found by Rezar. Akam wants in this match and Ivar is inviting him into the match. Big spinning heel kick connecting. Rezar is still down and out right now. Oh, big clothesline connecting by Akam. That could have been the opportunity for Ivar. Could it maybe be about to cost him? As now, oh my word, driving down Ivar into the canvas. This could be it, but Eric into the ring. Is he going to be able to break up the count? He is. Luckily for Ivar, Eric was there to save the day. And Akam has just been taken out by Eric there for a moment. Now Ivar looking to take advantage, but Akam not about to allow that to happen, and a tag is made. Eric back into the ring again. And now looking to stack up the challenger here. Looking for the victory, but he's reversed it. Eric into the pin. Can he do it? No. Big kick out found by Akam. I thought maybe Eric was about to steal the victory there and steal those tag team titles. But now, big knee of his own by Akam. Looking for a headbutt, but he misses. Very back and forth we are in this matchup. It's now off the ropes. Into a belly-to-belly throw. Eric the one showing his own power here. Now Eric lining up the running knee, but he couldn't quite connect with it. A big reversal found there by Akam. That could be game-changing for this matchup. Which way is this one going to go? Back and forth we go between these teams. Very evenly matched right now. At the start of the match, it was all about the War Raiders. But Paul Ellering has definitely come in clutch here this evening. Because he's definitely even the odds for the AOP. He's looking for a tag there, maybe even a double team. But Eric was able to find a reversal, and now Rezar wants in this match, and Eric wants a little piece of Rezar. But Rezar now finding a reversal into a chokeslam, looking to get the victory, but Ivar is there and able to break up the count. Well, what a match this is. between these two teams. You just knew when the War Raiders became the #1 contenders, you just knew that this matchup would definitely be something to watch as the running knee connects this time. Into the cover, Eric goes, but Akam is the one to save the matchup for the Authors of Pain. And well, Eric is sizing up Reza now. What has he got planned here? Oh, a kick to the spine, driving Reza into the canvas, and this is surely it for the victory. Eric, no! Reza is still in this one, and even Eric cannot believe it. What is going on here? Are we ever going to get a victor in this match? As now Reza looking to steal the victory, looking to stack up Eric. Can he do it? No, reversal found. Eric to become new champions. He's done it. The War Raiders have stolen the victory here.
Here are your winners, Ivar and Eric, the War Raiders.
So the new World Tag Team Champions on Monday Night Raw, they've stolen the victory here this evening. Well, that's a massive win for Eric and Ivar.
Making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
So as we move on with the show, we're into one of the most anticipated matchups of the entire card. And it is in the women's division. Two of the very, very top superstars, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, are about to go face to face, head to head, and clash to determine who will become the next #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship. And we will be learning who will be walking out with that championship later on this evening, as Bayley is set to defend against Tiffany Stratton.
Her opponent from Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley.
So this promises to be one heck of a matchup here. Two of the most powerful and dominant women in the entire division, in the entire industry, are about to clash and go head to head. But this whole matchup here this evening, it's got a little bit of an intricate story as to how we have got to this point. So back on week 1 of Friday Night SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton faced off against Bianca Belair, but Bianca would actually pin Tiffany Stratton, who is the #1 contender for the Women's Championship, due to an interference by Bayley, who is the current champion. And then the following week on Friday Night SmackDown, Rhea Ripley would actually pin the champion herself, Bayley, due to an interference by Tiffany Stratton. So that led to Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair both believing that they should in fact be the #1 contender here at Backlash. But Rey Mysterio decided to put these two head to head to determine who could be the next #1 contender, as he believed that Tiffany Stratton had earned her spot and she deserves a rematch for that championship after losing out just before WrestleMania. But here we go. One of the biggest matchups of the entire card, as Bianca Belair drives Rhea Ripley down to the canvas, and Bianca looking to start this matchup with a bang here this evening. And oh my word, off of the top rope, off of the moonsault, into the cover, hooking the leg. Bianca Belair, just a 1 count found, trying to take Rhea Ripley off guard, and it definitely took me off guard there. The athleticism of Bianca Belair, not just the power, is something that has to be admired. But now Rhea Ripley gonna try and make Bianca Belair tap out here. A single leg Boston Crab, but it wasn't enough to put enough pressure onto the spine of Bianca. As now Rhea Ripley getting a longer run up. and driving the elbow into Bianca Belair. And now Bianca Belair down on the canvas, brought back to her feet. So whoever wins this matchup will go on to face in the future at some point whoever is the victor between Tiffany Stratton and Bayley later on this evening. But Rhea Ripley now up to the top rope. It's quite the distance into the elbow drop. And Rhea Ripley going to hook the leg. Looking to pin the EST here. Can she do it? No. Big kick out found by Bianca. But Rhea Ripley has more where that came from. As now Bianca Belair just tossed across the ring. It's not often that you see Bianca Belair getting dominated. And I'm sure that Bianca is probably thinking she doesn't want another loss on her record. Especially after she just lost at WrestleMania and lost her championship to Jade Cargill, who is over on Monday Night Raw. And she will be defending her championship against Naomi later on this evening. And now Rhea Ripley looking for a big drop kick, but Bianca Belair went in to try and stop Rhea Ripley, and they both missed out, but a spine buster connecting. And Rhea Ripley's head just bounced off the canvas from that spine buster. Cranking away at the knee now is Bianca Belair. And Bianca now, big kick to the spine of Rhea Ripley. Just dragging Rhea Ripley towards the center of the ring, away from the ropes here. And Bianca Belair just taking her time, maybe a bit of a mistake. You don't want to allow the Eradicator any time to recover. As Bianca Belair collided with the referee there, but now Bianca just dribbling neck first down the ropes. And face first into the canvas. Rhea Ripley showing absolutely no mercy here. There's now Rhea. Oh my word. Already, she's looking for that prism trap here. Is Bianca Belair going to tap out perhaps? Rhea Ripley in 2K25's universe mode dominated the division with that move, but instead she decided to break the hold. And now, well, Rhea Ripley just taking her time before some repeated headbutts delivered to the EST. And Bianca Belair is actually in deep, deep trouble right now because Rhea Ripley is in complete control up on the second rope. Rhea Ripley looking to fly and show her own athleticism. Big drop kick connecting. And Bianca just holding her neck here as Rhea Ripley showing absolutely no remorse. Big strikes raining down on the EST. Now Rhea Ripley off the ropes. Big leg drop connecting. Well, Rhea Ripley is starting to dominate this matchup, and that doesn't bode well for the EST. Who is back on her feet here. And Rhea Ripley sending Bianca off the ropes, looking for a big drop kick, but Bianca able to get a reversal in. Now Bianca Belair sending Rhea Ripley off the ropes, and Bianca now has caught Rhea Ripley into the glam slam, driving Rhea Ripley down into the canvas. And Bianca isn't finished there because Rhea Ripley up on the shoulders. Kiss of death connecting. Now at WrestleMania, 4 of those didn't do the job against the world champion Jade Cargill, but will it be enough tonight? No. At least one isn't enough against Rhea Ripley. But Bianca Belair now showing some frustration as she just hoisting up the Eradicator over her head and then dropping her down to the canvas. And now Bianca Belair off the top rope with a moonsault. Bianca Belair, when she gets going, it's very, very tough to compete with her. There's a big stunner onto the top rope here. So of course there are countouts and disqualifications here. So you have to wonder if this matchup doesn't end in a clean victory, what then? Well, Bianca Belair seems like, well, I was about to say, seems like she's maybe happy to take the count out, but off of the top rope, Rhea Ripley was able to avoid the double axe handle. So Bianca Belair, high risk, no reward here. And Rhea Ripley, oh my word, with Bianca Belair up on her shoulders, Rhea Ripley driving Bianca down face first into the concrete floor, and Bianca is busted wide open here. And oh my word, Rhea Ripley isn't finished yet. She wants to make Bianca tap out. Could this be another mistake though? If it's inside the ring and Bianca taps, then this is game over. But Rhea Ripley, I think she's going to take the count-out victory here. Bianca Belair looks down and out right now. Is she going to be able to get back to her feet and back in the ring? I don't think so. Rhea Ripley knows that she's got the victory. And while Rhea Ripley has got the victory, not in a clean victory.
Here is your winner, Rhea Ripley.
A count-out victory for the Eradicator, which is an odd way for her to get the victory. Usually she just wants to dominate here, but she will be the next #1 contender.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
And here is the Women's World Champion. The woman who received 4 kiss of deaths back at WrestleMania and still was not put down. It is Jade Cargill. The Storm has arrived. But Jade Cargill has a big challenge ahead of her because she has Naomi, who's looking to take that title away from Jade Cargill. Naomi with a big chip on her shoulder after feeling like she was a little bit left out in 2K24's Universe Mode series, has decided to take matters into her own hands. But you have to wonder, is her timing probably maybe the worst that it could have been, as this could be the most dominant champion that we may have ever seen in the women's division. The Storm, Jade Cargill. What has she got in store for Naomi here? She said that she's going to stop Naomi's glow and make Naomi drown. And here is the #1 contender, Naomi, the woman who just inserted herself into the title picture at the WWE draft. Naomi was the woman who actually wiped out Jade Cargill, attacking her from behind. And ever since, it's been back and forth between these two. But Jade Cargill sent a clear-cut message to Naomi a number of weeks ago by sending a message to say that she doesn't even understand why Naomi feels that she even has a chance here this evening. But Jade Cargill has to be very, very careful because Naomi is a former women's champion herself. She knows how to get the job done on the grandest stages of them all. And Naomi missed out at WrestleMania, whereas Jade Cargill was the woman to take down the EST. And the EST is obviously a friend of Naomi as well, which is probably going to play a major role in this feud as well between Naomi and Jade Cargill. But Naomi is focused here this evening on trying to achieve greatness and become the Women's World Champion and put a halt to the Storm's dominance. Because Jade Cargill, ever since the Royal Rumble, has just been on a complete warpath, destroying everything that lays in her way. And is Naomi going to be added to that list, or is she going to be able to maybe put down the Storm here?
Introducing the challenger from Orlando, Florida, Naomi. And her opponent from Orlando, Florida, the WWE Women's World Champion, Jade Cargill.
So boos ringing around the stadium for the Women's World Champion. The crowd is definitely more so behind Naomi. But is she going to be able to take that title away from the Storm here? So big fight feel here this evening. What is in store for us for the Women's World Championship? We're about to find out. Jade Cargill and Naomi going head to head here. And both of them just dodging each other's attacks early on and into a German suplex with a release. Jade Cargill trying to assert her dominance once more. Is she going to be able to overcome a veteran like Naomi here this evening? Only time will tell. It looked like Jade Cargill was going for a bit of a spear there, but Naomi able to dodge that one. Naomi using her experience. Of course, Jade Cargill is still very new to the WWE. She's only been involved over the past year. Went undrafted for the 2K24 Universe Mode Series, and now she's the Women's World Champion. So she's had one heck of a year. But Naomi is definitely the one with the experience behind her. As she heads up to the top rope now. Naomi gonna fly into a big elbow drop across the ring, and she hooks the leg, looking to gain the championship. Can she do it here? No, big kick out found by the Storm. For a second, it seemed like maybe Naomi was gonna have done enough there. Well, it must be said as well that Naomi has had the better of Jade Cargill a couple of times with those sneak attacks. And it seems like some people aren't too pleased with Naomi's antics with those sneak attacks, as there are some boos around the stadium for her, but the majority of those boos are definitely directed at the Storm. There's now Jade Cargill. Well, she heads out to the apron. I'm not sure what she's thinking. Jade Cargill off the springboard, just connecting off the face, off of Naomi. She didn't catch all of it, but into the cover she goes. Jade Cargill, but Naomi able to kick out before. 1 count there. So Jade Cargill with a big boot off of the jaw and into the cover again. Is this going to be enough to put down Naomi? No, big kick out found. So Jade Cargill, very dominant ever since the Royal Rumble. She has been undefeated. Is it going to stay that way? The only defeats that she's had ever since joining Monday Night Raw were those countouts against Lyra Valkyria. So I believe, if I remember correctly, she hasn't actually been pinned, which is some stat. But Naomi is looking to be the first woman to pin the Women's World Champion, as now, well, Jade Cargill hooking the arms after avoiding the rear view. Jade Cargill interjaded, planting Naomi face first, and this has surely got to be it to retain the championship. Jade Cargill, no! Naomi gets the shoulder up, and Jade Cargill can't believe it. This is what I was saying earlier on. Naomi has the experience. Jade Cargill does not want to make the mistake of overlooking Naomi here this evening. Could her confidence maybe come back to bite her, as Naomi now with those wicked kicks, and now a big kick to the jaw as well. And Naomi the one heading out to the apron, looking for a springboard of her own perhaps. Showing Jade Cargill how it's done. Into a big crossbody. The #1 contender building momentum here. Is she going to be able to put down the Storm? That is the big question. Off the rope she goes, but Jade Cargill just rolling out of the way. And now Jade Cargill into another German suplex release. And Jade Cargill just screaming at Naomi to stay down here. But Naomi is not going to listen. Now Jade Cargill looking to wear out the #1 contender. A big boot connecting again. And Jade Cargill could be closing in on a victory, but a big drop kick. And again by Naomi. Jade Cargill not staying down though. And into a big crossbody. Naomi getting the crowd behind her. She hooks the leg now. Looking for the victory to gain the championship. Can she do it? But no, Jade Cargill able to power out again. Big kick out found by the Storm. And Jade Cargill now being dragged over towards the ropes, but she's able to find a few strikes to the midsection and break the hold. And now Jade Cargill, German suplex into the turnbuckle. Naomi feeling the effects of these German suplexes. Now back into the ring, and Naomi may have made a big mistake there. It's not like her to make that kind of error, but she's been caught, and up she goes, and down she goes into Jaded. Jade Cargill hooks the leg again. Is this going to be enough? Is Naomi down and out? No, she's not. She's still in there, and Jade Cargill can't believe it. Again, she's telling Naomi to stay down, but Naomi is refusing. Up to the top rope again goes Jade Cargill, looking for an elbow drop. She couldn't connect with it. Oh, and a split-legged moonsault. Jade Cargill just able to get out of the way of that one. And back and forth we go between these two. Big kick to the midsection, a dodge by Naomi. And now Naomi planting Jade Cargill. And she's looking for the pin. Stacking up the Women's World Champion. Can she steal it here? Perhaps no. Jade Cargill gets the shoulder up this time. And Naomi, the one that's going to head up to the top rope. Who is going to walk out as the Women's World Champion? This could go either way right now. Naomi into the neck breaker. Jade Cargill could be in deep, deep trouble. Her confidence may be her biggest enemy here this evening. But the leg drop missing out for Naomi. Jade Cargill creating some room though. Heading back into the ring. Just taking a moment to herself briefly there. She just tosses Naomi across the ring and then a quick kipper. Jade Cargill, so athletic, so powerful. But again, Naomi is the one with the experience. Big drop kick connecting. Jade Cargill into the corner. Naomi just sizing her up now. And Naomi with a big elbow. And a couple of stomps as well. And driving that Jade Cargill into the mat. And Naomi wants Jade Cargill back to her feet. What is she planning here? Jade Cargill slowly to her feet. Naomi trying to get the crowd behind her. And into a stunner near the ropes though. And Jade Cargill wisely rolling to the outside. But she's been caught again here. And Naomi, what is she planning? Into a stunner on the second rope this time. So of course there are countouts and disqualifications. So there is champion's advantage here for Jade Cargill, but Naomi off the top rope. Oh my word, and she's caught. Jade Cargill just slamming Naomi down with that power slam onto the concrete floor. But Naomi finds a reversal here before sending Jade Cargill towards the barricade. And well, Naomi was looking for that rear view again. But luckily for Jade Cargill, she's been able to avoid it so far. And, oh, looking for it again there. But Jade Cargill seems to be able to just dodge that move. So Naomi may have to think about possibly pulling something else out of her arsenal. And oh, Jade Cargill has caught the number one contender once more. And you have to believe that surely this one's all over. Unless Naomi is able to kick out of a third Jaded, which connects. And into the cover, the Women's World Champion to retain the title. She's done it. My, oh my.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Women's World Champion, Jade Cargill.
So the Storm remains dominant in the women's division, still undefeated on Monday Night Raw. Who on earth is going to be able to take that championship from her? I don't know if there's anyone that can.
The following is a no-holds-barred match and is for the WWE Women's Championship.
So the WWE Women's Championship is on the line here in a no-holds-barred match. So Bayley is not going to be able to manipulate the rules here this evening in order to get the victory. But it does mean that if Bayley wishes, she could always utilize some weapons in her advantage. So Bayley marching her way down to the ring, and this story between Bayley and Tiffany Stratton started just before WrestleMania, where Bayley was able to manipulate Tiffany Stratton into defending her championship because Sasha Banks had won the Elimination Chamber and was set to face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. And Bayley manipulated the situation and convinced Tiffany Stratton that both of them had the same goal. Neither of them wanted Sasha Banks to gain that championship. But secretly, Bayley wanted that championship for herself, and she was able to take down both Sasha Banks and Io Sky back at WrestleMania. And while you may be asking, well, why did Tiffany Stratton not just insert herself into that match and make it a fatal four-way between herself, Bayley, Sasha Banks and Io Sky at WrestleMania? But the reason being that she had to deal with the irresistible force, Nia Jax. Nia Jax had made it clear that she was not finished with Tiffany Stratton just before WrestleMania, so Tiffany had finally put Nia Jax in her rear view mirror, and now she's back in the title picture and looking to regain the WWE Women's Championship. Can she do that here this evening? We're about to find out. Tiffany Stratton looking very focused here. She knows exactly what's at stake, but can she walk out of France with the Women's Championship once again?
Introducing the challenger, from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton. And her opponent, from San Jose, California, the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley.
So Bayley looking very cool, calm and collected here this evening, as that championship is on the line. Is Bayley going to be able to use her experience and maybe even her manipulation again to regain the championship here this evening? But Tiffany Stratton looking very, very focused. As right out the gates now, Bayley into it, dropping Tiffany Stratton on the back of her head and now driving her head into the canvas repeatedly. Bayley just absolutely remorseless, taking the fight to Tiffany Stratton. So of course we did see this matchup just before WrestleMania on Friday Night SmackDown, when Bayley stole the championship from Tiffany Stratton after Nia Jax got herself involved. Of course, Nia Jax had that vendetta against Tiffany Stratton in 2K24 because Tiffany Stratton cashed in the Money in the Briefcase, or Money in the Bank briefcase I should say, back at Cyber Sunday when she was a special guest referee, and she took advantage of that situation, cashed in the briefcase and became the champion. And Nia Jax just couldn't let that go. But Tiffany Stratton finally put down Nia Jax at WrestleMania, after also putting her down at the Royal Rumble. And now Tiffany Stratton with the champion up on the top rope, and if you're Bayley, you don't want to be up there. Tiffany Stratton now going to meet the champion up there. Bayley in big trouble. Tiffany Stratton into a superplex off the top rope. And Bayley wisely using that experience again to roll to the outside here. But Tiffany Stratton now looking to grab some weapons and bring them into play. Bringing a table into play, it seems. And now Bayley just catching Tiffany Stratton here. Of course, this is no holds barred, so just ignore the referee, because I'm not sure what he's going on about with the countouts this evening. He seems to be having his own motivation here, and driving the knee into the spine of Bayley. But Bayley finding a reversal, back to her feet. And now Bayley looking for a submission hold here, looking to make Tiffany Stratton tap out perhaps, but Tiffany Stratton able to maneuver her body and get a knee to the head, and now driving Bayley neck first onto the table and into the cover, but a big kick out found by Bayley. She's not quite down and out yet, but Tiffany Stratton looking to bring more weapons into play here. Steel chair in hand. Bayley in some trouble right now as Tiffany Stratton with the steel chair just venting her frustrations, letting her frustrations boil over. And Tiffany Stratton with Bayley right where she wants her, but Bayley finding a quick reversal there. A couple of dodges there by Bayley. As now Bayley building some momentum. Tiffany Stratton into the corner. And Bayley rolling through. And Bayley just mocking her old gimmick here. And she just drives the elbow. And oh my word, Tiffany Stratton caught. And the Bayley to belly onto the steel chair to retain the title. But no, just a 1 count. And Bayley cannot believe it. And oh my word, well, Tiffany Stratton, I thought maybe for a second it may have been onto the steel chair, but into the rose plant. Luckily for Tiffany, it wasn't onto the chair, but to hook the leg to retain the title, no. Tiffany Stratton again able to kick out, and Bayley just taking a moment to herself there. Big deep breath. And she seems to be getting ever so slightly frustrated. And dropping Tiffany Stratton with that arm drag. And Tiffany now fighting back here. The crowd getting behind her, and Bayley could be in trouble. Driven down to the mat. And the head rebounding off of the canvas. We did see Tiffany Stratton bust open Bianca Belair with that move. And now Tiffany Stratton with Bayley up into a Samoan drop. Well, Bayley is suffering a little bit here. She's unable to manipulate the rules. She has to get a clean victory if she wants to retain the title. A swanton bomb connecting, hooking the leg. A new women's champion. Can she do it? No. Big kick out found by Bayley. There's Bayley now struggling back to her feet. Tiffany Stratton getting that table in hand. Setting it up on the far side of the ring. What has she got planned here? Bayley finds the reversal. And now Tiffany Stratton sent across the ring this time. Big shoulder tackle by Bayley. As she grabs the steel chair. Now Bayley looking to just beat down Tiffany Stratton here. And I think Bayley is thinking about hitting that rose plant. Tiffany Stratton in trouble in the corner. Rose plant connecting for a second time. She hooks the leg away from the ropes to retain the championship. No! Kick out found at the last possible second, and Bayley is about to rip her hair out. She cannot believe it. The frustration really boiling over for her. And now big strikes by Bayley drops Tiffany Stratton down to the mat. Bayley up to the top rope, but that may be a bigger mistake here. Tiffany Stratton with a swing and a miss. And Bayley able to connect with that double axe handle. Now off the ropes goes Bayley into a neck breaker. Just dropping that table to the floor as well. So Tiffany Stratton's plan thwarted, at least for now. And now Bayley again into the Bayley to belly. This has surely got to be it. Tiffany Stratton, the dream is over and it's done. Bayley successfully retains the championship once again.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley.
And well, despite the fact that there were no rules, Bayley gets the clean victory over Tiffany Stratton.
The following is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds. Main event, Jey Uso.
So as we move on with the show, and this is a little bit of a surprise, an Extreme Rules match. So it seems like the final boss has once again pulled some strings and used his powers here at the WWE to at the last minute change the rules of this matchup, which is definitely going to come to a surprise for main event Jey Uso here. As up until tonight, it was understood that this matchup between Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu was going to be a normal one-on-one, but the final boss has pulled some strings to ensure that this would be an Extreme Rules matchup and that Jacob Fatu would be able to inflict as much punishment as he wishes here this evening. But Jey Uso, you have to wonder, is he going to be able to overcome the Samoan Werewolf here tonight? He, of course, did state that he wasn't interested in becoming the Winged Eagle champion over on Friday Night SmackDown. Jey Uso wants to face the final boss again and regain the Undisputed Championship.
And his opponent from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
So the former World Heavyweight Champion, the man who sided himself with the final boss at WrestleMania, the Samoan Werewolf, the new enforcer for the final boss, making his way down to the ring, and it has been declared that Jacob Fatu's assignment by the final boss is to take down main event Jey Uso here this evening and inflict as much punishment as possible. So you have to wonder, is Jey Uso going to be able to survive here at Backlash tonight? Or is the Samoan Werewolf about to leave a path of destruction here in Lyon, France? Only time will tell. We have yet to see the final boss ever since, I believe it was maybe even the draft, or it might have actually been week 1 of Friday Night SmackDown, but it's been a number of weeks now. I have to wonder whether we'll see him here tonight. Something tells me we probably won't, but Jacob Fatu knows exactly what he needs to do here this evening, and right out of the gates, Jacob Fatu just wiping out Jey Uso. And now, hold on a second, into the Samoan drop. Jacob Fatu, right out of the gates, is just absolutely flying here. Now, oh my word, over the top rope. And Jacob Fatu looking to put away Jey Uso early on here. Could this be it? But no, Jey Uso is still in there, but you have to wonder if he even knows what's hit him. He might not even know where he is right now, because the Samoan Werewolf is kicking things off here in style, but Jey Uso floating over into a DDT, planting the Samoan Werewolf face first into the canvas. Now Jey Uso here, gonna crank away at the fingers and the arm. Not sure if a submission hold is the right decision here by Jey Uso, as he's just tossed across the ring now, and into the cover goes the Samoan Werewolf, but a kick out found before a 1 count. Jacob Fatu just trying to send a message to Jey Uso here for the final boss. Jacob Fatu looking to inflict a path of punishment this evening. A big super kick connecting, and the Samoan Werewolf onto the apron here, looking for a springboard perhaps into a clothesline, and Jey Uso's in big trouble, because the Samoan Werewolf now grabbing a hold of a prime bottle here, and I'm not sure why the referee is going for a bunch of countouts here this evening. This is Extreme Rules, but the referee seems to be doing his own thing this evening. Super kick to the midsection and then an uppercut connecting. I'm sure the final boss isn't going to be too pleased about the referee's antics right now. And now Jey Uso sent off the ropes here, and Jacob Fatu hoisting up and then driving Jey Uso down to the mat with another Samoan drop. The second one of the evening, and then a big headbutt as well to follow. Well, Jey Uso, you don't want to be there, because the Samoan Werewolf is lining things up here. Well, he didn't go for the hip attack there that time. That is what I was expecting from the Samoan Werewolf, but clearly he decided against it. And now Jey Uso with Jacob Fatu hanging him up on the top rope. Can Jey Uso find a way to turn things around here this evening? He's struggling a lot here. But now Jey Uso getting the crowd behind him. Big right hand to the Samoan Werewolf, drops him to the canvas. And this could be the opening that Jey Uso needs. So the big question is, who else is going to be involved in that gauntlet match later this evening to determine who will be the Winged Eagle champion? Because Jey Uso has clearly made it clear that he's not going to be interested in that title, and the fact that he's involved in this match, you have to think he's not going to be involved in the gauntlet match later on. And I'm sure the final boss probably would have made sure that that would not happen as well. But it must also be said that Jey Uso has been busted wide open here by the Samoan Werewolf. Things are looking a little bit bleak for Jey Uso here, but into his own Samoan drop, giving Jacob Fatu a taste of his own medicine right now. And Jey Uso getting the crowd behind him, looking for the Uso chants. Jacob Fatu, though, will not stay down. But Jey Uso into that neck breaker and quickly into the cover, wasting no time here. Can he do it? Put down the Samoan Werewolf, but no. Jacob Fatu able to get the shoulder up. The only man that has been able to pin or even have the number of Jacob Fatu has been Bron Breakker, as Jey Uso went for a spear, but he missed out on that one. Jacob Fatu will know all too much about those spears, especially after WrestleMania when Bron Breakker hit 3 of them to ensure that he would be able to put down the Samoan Werewolf, who connects with the Impaler DDT, dropping Jey Uso on the top of his head. Could this be it? Jacob Fatu, but no. Big kick out found. So as I was stating before, the only man to have the number of Jacob Fatu is Bron Breakker, who of course eliminated Jacob Fatu in the final 2 of the Royal Rumble to ensure that he would head on to WrestleMania, and then at WrestleMania itself, Bron Breakker would defeat Jacob Fatu to gain the World Heavyweight Championship. We will be seeing Bron Breakker later on this evening defend that title against the Ring General and even a prize fighter, Kevin Owens, as well. But Jey Uso right now looking to regain control of this matchup. A lot could be at stake here this evening, as Jey Uso now is sizing up the Samoan Werewolf. Jacob Fatu in trouble, but he's able to find a reversal. Big right hand, as Jey Uso was looking for that big super kick. Now into the corner he goes face first. Jacob Fatu just trying to open up that wound even more. And well, Jey Uso could be in some trouble right here. He's in a dangerous position, as Jacob Fatu just taking his time into a flying headbutt. I thought maybe we could be about to see that moonsault, but Jacob Fatu decided against it. Now using that prime bottle as a weapon here is Jacob Fatu. Now Jey Uso back to his feet, and Jacob Fatu hoists him up, but Jey Uso slides in behind, takes out the knee from underneath the Samoan Werewolf. Now both men head to the outside. Jacob Fatu trying to create a little bit of space here. Seems to be wiggling his knee ever so slightly. Maybe he's tweaked it a little bit. As now Jey Uso brings Jacob Fatu back to his feet. I'm not sure that was a wise decision, but he's got the upper hand here into a spear, connecting Jey Uso to get the victory and pin the Samoan Werewolf. Can he do it? But no. Big kick out found by Jacob Fatu. You have to wonder whether it's even going to be possible to keep the Samoan Werewolf down here this evening. Big right hand by Jacob. And now Jacob Fatu into that pop-up Samoan drop again. And this time he hooks the leg, looking for the victory. Jacob Fatu, no. Big kick out found by main event Jey Uso. That's why he's a former undisputed WWE champion here in our Universe Mode series. Big super kick connecting. Jey Uso is on a mission to get revenge on the final boss. But you have to wonder, is that going to be a mountain too high to climb? As Jey Uso once again sizing up the Samoan Werewolf here, looking for the super kick and almost taking the head off of the Samoan Werewolf. Into the cover, could this be it? No! Jacob Fatu is just about able to roll the shoulder up here, and just about able to hang in there. As Jey Uso continues the damage and continues the attacks here as he heads up to the top rope. Could he be thinking about the Uso splash maybe? Doesn't look like it. He wants Jacob Fatu back on his feet, connecting with a big crossbody. And now into the pin, looking for the victory over the Samoan Werewolf. No, big kick out found by Jacob Fatu. And Jey Uso cannot believe it here. He thought that he surely had the match won. Now Jacob Fatu slowly being brought back to his feet. A big super kick connecting on the jaw. And while Jacob Fatu was about to say it, looked like he was down and out, but you can never write off the Samoan Werewolf. He's now looking for another springboard here. Jacob Fatu, a man of that size, should not be able to do the things that he can do. But now Jacob Fatu grabbing a hold of another prime bottle here. Seems like these men just want to use the prime station as a weapon. No weapons have been brought into play aside from those bottles. Now Jacob Fatu into a Uranagi. Possibly paying homage to the final boss with that one. But Jey Uso now finding a reversal. And a big clothesline takes Jacob Fatu off his feet. Now Jey Uso with that prime bottle striking the face of Jacob Fatu. And now Jacob back to his feet, but into a spear again here. Is it going to be enough to keep Jacob Fatu down? Jey Uso for the victory. He's done it. Jey Uso puts down the Samoan Werewolf here at Backlash.
Here is your winner, main event, Jey Uso.
Well, the final boss is not going to be happy, but Jey Uso has put down the Samoan Werewolf. Hold on a second. Oh my God, is he here? Well, no one in WWE has heard from this man in a number of weeks here, but the final boss has arrived. Well, Jey Uso, this is what you wanted. You wanted the final boss. You wanted that championship that the final boss is holding up towards the sky. And he seems to be sending a message to Jey Uso by holding up that championship right there. The final boss has made it clear that that is his championship to keep. And after pulling the strings here this evening to make this matchup an Extreme Rules match between the Samoan Werewolf, I should say, and main event Jey Uso, the final boss is not looking too pleased right now. But why on earth is he here? Jacob Fatu is down and out on the outside of the ring still. And you have to wonder, is the final boss maybe going to be a little bit angry with the Samoan Werewolf here this evening? That is a big possibility as he slowly makes his way towards the ring. Not even giving Jey Uso the respect of some eye contact here. But the final boss slowly approaching the ring. And well, Jey Uso is a little bit shocked to see The Rock here. And I think we all are. But The Rock's grabbing a microphone right now.
Congratulations, Jey. You beat the werewolf, but you woke the devil.
Well, what the heck does that mean? But hold on a second. Rock bomb connecting. Main event Jey Uso has been laid out by the final boss after defeating the werewolf.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
So before this evening, this man was the only man who had the number of Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, but Jey Uso can be added to that list But Bron Breakker, what a dominant year he had in 2K24 Universe mode, spending the entire year trying to chase after that World Championship, but he was caught by obstacle after obstacle. First of all, had to deal with the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, was able to take him down back at SummerSlam, before then going on to face Goldberg at Cyber Sunday. And then he went on to win the Men's Royal Rumble, eliminating Jacob Fatu in the final two, and then going on to WrestleMania and defeating the Samoan Werewolf for the World Heavyweight Championship. But here is his opponent, a man with a chip on his shoulder, the Ring General Gunther, the man who started off 2K24 Universe mode with the Intercontinental Championship, but unfortunately for him, he would lose it to AJ Styles in a fatal four-way, where Gunther was actually pinned by AJ Styles, and then Gunther would give up his rematch to try and go after the World Heavyweight Championship. And unfortunately for him, everything went downhill from there, and Carmelo Hayes was able to defeat Gunther back at SummerSlam as well to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. But Gunther here this evening is looking to right those wrongs, and on week 1 of Monday Night Raw he was able to put down 3 of the very best in the division, including Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre and Seth frickin' Rollins. Speaking of which, we haven't actually seen Seth frickin' Rollins in some time, so I wonder where he's at. But into the World Heavyweight Championship match here.
Introducing the challenger from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther! And his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker!
So there are some dogs barking in Lyon, France for the World Heavyweight Champion, but the question is he going to walk out of France with that championship still in his clutches? We're about to find out. Bron Breakker, very intense. And the same can be said about Gunther, only in a different way. As now here we go into the middle of the ring, and it looked like Gunther was winding up a big chop there, but Bron Breakker decided to put a halt to that immediately. And now Gunther looking to teach Bron Breakker a bit of a wrestling lesson here. But Bron Breakker using his power, his explosiveness to send Gunther off the ropes, and a big knee to the jaw. There's Bron Breakker now looking to roll Gunther over onto his stomach, but a rope break is called. You could clearly see that Gunther's hand was on the rope there. There's now Bron Breakker targeting the hamstring of the Ring General. You have to wonder, if Gunther is unsuccessful here, what does that mean going forward for him? He's already missed out on the World Heavyweight Championship a couple of times, including last year in Universe mode. So it feels almost like a last resort for Gunther, and I'm sure he feels that way. And that's why he's seemed pretty dominant ever since week 1 of Monday Night Raw. But now Bron Breakker looking to stack up Gunther, surprise him with a roll-up here, but a kick-out found by the Ring General. It must be said that Bron Breakker doesn't actually have any momentum really behind him, as he suffered a loss to Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens, the man who took out the Tribal Chief, and we're still yet to see Roman Reigns. And actually, speaking of Kevin Owens, I've just realised he was meant to be in this match. But where on earth is he? Well, I'm just getting word from backstage that he actually didn't show up here to WWE Backlash tonight, so he hasn't actually made the trip over to France. And you have to wonder, Why on earth is he not here? He's missing out on a potential championship match. But I guess that at least we're getting to see Bron Breakker and Gunther go head to head. There's now a big chop by Gunther. Multiple chops across the chest and the final blow to drop the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther looking to use his aggression to his advantage. The explosiveness of Bron Breakker may actually play into the hands of Gunther. As now Gunther setting up the World Champion. Powerbomb connecting, stacking him up for a new champion. Gunther, can he do it? No. Big kick out found by the badass of WWE. But Bron Breakker, you have to also mention the fact that for him, he spent an entire year trying to chase after that World Heavyweight Championship. He finally gained it at WrestleMania. I'm sure for him, he doesn't want to lose that championship only after 1 month. That'll be in a similar fashion to Finn Balor around the Royal Rumble and Cyber Sunday time, where Finn Balor was able to win the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble and then lose it to Carmelo Hayes at Cyber Sunday due to being overconfident. So Bron Breakker needs to learn that lesson from Finn Balor. Double knees to the midsection. Bron Breakker is remaining quite focused here this evening, into the cover, looking for the victory. Can he do it? No. Kick out found by Gunther again. But so far, Bron Breakker not making any fatal errors, any fatal mistakes into a German suplex. He sure as hell would have learned that off of the Beast Incarnate. And now Gunther is in deep, deep trouble. Spear connecting, almost tearing the ring general in half. And he hooks the leg here. Bron Breakker looking for the victory to retain the championship. No. Gunther able to get the shoulder up. And now Bron Breakker looking to just assert his own dominance here, showing Gunther he's not the only one with some power in this matchup. Now he wants Gunther back on his feet. Taking a moment too long there was Bron Breakker, as Gunther able to get in with that chop across the chest. He's now the World Heavyweight Champion sent into the corner. But Gunther now is setting up Bron Breakker on the top rope. A couple of chops there. Now Gunther just choking out the World Champion as Bron Breakker falls down to the outside. And Gunther now just stalking the World Heavyweight Champion, realizing that he needs to get the World Champion back into the ring if he wants to gain that championship. He's going to try and inflict some more damage on the outside here. There's Gunther now, with Bron Breakker in his clutches, sending him back into the ring. Can the ring general tear the championship away from the World Champion? Or is Bron Breakker going to continue this impressive run that he's on? Big kicks to the face now. As now Gunther into a big clothesline, almost taking the head off of Bron Breakker. And now Gunther could be closing in on a victory. Could be about to close in on that championship, but no. Bron Breakker able to fight on out of it. And into a spear again. Could this be enough? Hooking the leg to retain the championship here. No. The ring general gets the shoulder up. A big kick to the head. There's Gunther now signaling for Bron Breakker to get back to his feet. Now Bron Breakker finds a reversal once again. That could be a big moment, a big knee connecting. Gunther could be in deep, deep trouble if he allows the badass of WWE to continue this kind of momentum in this matchup. Big boot connecting across the face. And now Gunther able to find a reversal with an enziguri. These two so evenly matched. Such a close call in this matchup. But the question is, who is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion by the end of the night? Could it be the ring general who connects with a big boot across the jaw? And Bron Breakker slowly back to his feet, slowing down ever so slightly here as Bron Breakker. Couple of chops by the ring general. That's sure as hell gonna zap your energy. Into the cover goes Gunther. He thinks those chops are enough for the championship, but no. Bron Breakker able to get the shoulder up. Back to his feet. Another chop attempt. But Bron Breakker gets the block up. And now he's feeling it here. Braun Breaker is fired up, sending the ring general back into the ring. But Gunther will not stay down right now, as he's sent into the corner on the ropes. And Braun Breaker backing it up. Big run up into a clothesline. And Braun Breaker taking the straps down. I think he's signaling for the end here. Well, he's headed to the outside. I'm not sure why. Could this be a fatal mistake by Braun Breaker? Heading back into the ring though. I thought maybe he was going to go for a spear, but he's decided against it. It seems like delivering a powerbomb to the ring general. And now Braun Breaker, what is he thinking about here? I think he may have been thinking about a spear, but Gunther able to find a reversal, but off the rebound. And Braun Breaker into that super spear. This has surely got to be it. He's done it. Braun Breaker retains the championship and continues this impressive run.
Here is your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker!
Well, Braun Breaker retains the title, but what does this mean for the ring general? Only time will tell.
The following contest is a gauntlet match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countout. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner! From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
So the first participant in this gauntlet match to determine who will be the Winged Eagle champion, Cody Rhodes, makes his way down to the ring. Could this be the night where Cody Rhodes maybe finishes his story and finally gains a WWE Championship here in the WWE? But the question is, will Cody Rhodes be happy with the Winged Eagle Championship? Or is he maybe also interested in that undisputed title held by the final boss, The Rock? We did see the final boss earlier on this evening, so we know he is in the building. But Cody Rhodes has to remain focused on what's at hand. Oh my God. And well, we're going to have a WrestleMania rematch.
And from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton!
So the question is Randy Orton still listening to those voices inside of his head? Is he going to be holding some kind of grudge against Cody Rhodes? Because Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton back at WrestleMania inside of Hell in a Cell. And that's why we're about to have a WrestleMania rematch here to kick off the gauntlet. here at Backlash. So Rey Mysterio did warn us that we were going to have some of the best in the division fighting it out to determine who will be the new world champion here on Friday Night SmackDown. And Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are going to kick things off in this gauntlet match. But the question is, again, what is the mind of Randy Orton like? What is his mindset right now? Is he still listening to those voices inside of his head? Or has he turned over a new leaf here? So Randy Orton, just a couple of weeks ago, or actually it was the last Friday Night SmackDown, faced off against CM Punk and actually got a victory in that one. And Cody Rhodes also, the week before, was able to get a victory over main event Jey Uso. So one of these two men is going to progress inside this gauntlet match and maybe even become the first ever, or not the first ever, but the first Winged Eagle champion who is going to be a true champion, unlike Kevin Owens in the last Universe Mode series in quite a number of years. Will it be Randy Orton or will it be Cody Rhodes? You'll have to wonder. But now Cody Rhodes with a bit of a vice grip around the waist of Randy Orton there, and Randy Orton with a standing switch, able to break the hold. As now Cody Rhodes also able to repeat the same thing. Well, these two of course know each other so well, and Randy Orton is the mentor of Cody Rhodes after all. A bit of a wrestling display here to kick off this gauntlet match in our main event. Who is going to be the world champion over on Friday Night SmackDown? We're still yet to find out who are going to be the other participants in this matchup. As Randy Orton looking for a big elbow there, but Cody Rhodes able to find a reversal. These two just locking up in the middle of the ring once again, and Cody Rhodes looking to force Randy Orton into the corner. But the referee able to break these two up. But they're going to lock in again. Is Randy Orton going to be able to assert his power and his dominance here? Into a headlock here, just cranking away at the neck of Cody Rhodes. Taking his time is Randy Orton, very methodical. We know that he likes this kind of pace, but Cody Rhodes now just cranking on the arm and the shoulder. We know that Randy Orton has had shoulder issues in the past. And now he's cranking away at the shoulder of Cody. These two just taking their time here. Not asserting or using too much energy to kick things off here in this gauntlet match, which is probably quite smart of these two, but Cody Rhodes off of the top rope with that moonsault. And he's going for the pinfall here. Is Cody Rhodes about to pin his mentor once again? No, a big kick out found by Randy Orton. Randy Orton back to his feet and a wicked clothesline. We don't want to allow the Viper to get into this kind of mindset. Power slam connecting. Randy Orton dragging Cody Rhodes towards the center of the ring here. And now just turning him over. What is Randy Orton thinking about here? Into a theft press and some ground and pound by the Viper. Cody Rhodes brought back to his feet here. And now Randy Orton has him right where he wants him. Cody Rhodes in big trouble. Spike DDT connecting. Cody Rhodes is in deep, deep trouble right now. The Viper is starting to listen to those voices once again. And Randy Orton into the RKO connecting, looking to eliminate Cody Rhodes and stop him from gaining his first championship, but no. Cody Rhodes able to kick out, although his arm was definitely under the rope there. But Randy Orton now is still listening to those voices, just sending a warning to Cody Rhodes, but he took a moment too long. Cody back to his feet. Now Cody Rhodes dropping Randy Orton on the back of his neck. I thought for a second there maybe Cody was going to go after the crossroads, but I think he may be about to do so. Oh, he was looking for that disaster kick, but couldn't quite connect with it. And over the top rope goes Cody again. We don't want to be there with the Viper, but luckily for Cody, well, I'm not sure it is so lucky, because Cody now driven spine first into the apron. I thought maybe it was lucky because Randy Orton wasn't going to go for that draping DDT again, but I think being dropped on your spine on the apron is probably just as bad, if not worse. As Randy Orton now heading back into the ring. A little show of respect for Cody Rhodes there, telling Cody to bring it. And now Randy Orton just up on the top rope here, allowing Cody Rhodes a bit of a moment to take advantage, and that may have been a big error. Cody Rhodes into a hurricane run off the top rope. And could that mistake maybe cost the Viper here? Cody, oh, just a 1 count. And even Cody Rhodes is a little bit shocked by that. As now Randy Orton using the ropes to get back to his feet here. Cody Rhodes with a big shoulder tackle. Takes Randy Orton down on the outside. And the referee begins the count. But Randy Orton back into the ring. And beats Cody Rhodes to the punch. And hangs him up on the top rope here. And Randy Orton into the cover. Looking to pin the American Nightmare. Can he do it here? No. Big kick out found by Cody. And Randy Orton beginning to show some signs of frustration, which might not bode well for the American Nightmare. But Cody Rhodes back to his feet. Big forearm connecting. Randy Orton heading to the outside, trying to create some space between him and his former mentee. A European uppercut to the back of the neck. Cody Rhodes, I think that his jaw may have just connected with that apron on the way down. As now Cody Rhodes being brought back to his feet. But a big strike there, and Cody Rhodes has caught Randy Orton into the crossroads, hooking the leg. Cody Rhodes for the victory. Can he do it here? No. The Viper able to get the shoulder up once again. But Cody Rhodes here, oh my word, setting up Randy Orton. Pedigree connecting. Randy Orton knows all too much about the pedigree. And Cody looking to stack up the damage here, but Randy Orton knew what was coming. And he was able to get the reversal in. Big clothesline connecting and into the RKO once again. That's surely got to be it. Cody Rhodes down and out perhaps by the Viper. No. Kick out found again by the American Nightmare. Randy Orton must be thinking, what has he got to do here to keep Cody Rhodes down? And we've still got more superstars to come in this one. You have to wonder if these two are going to have enough energy to run the entire gauntlet here this evening. Cody Rhodes now heading up to the second rope and looking for a dropkick, but he doesn't connect with it again. Randy Orton looking for a roll-up, looking to steal the win over Cody Rhodes. Can he do it here? No. Cody is still hanging in there. Randy Orton with a big drop, or an elbow drop I should say, to the spine of Cody Rhodes. Cody using the ropes to get back to his feet. Randy Orton with that big shoulder tackle. Now Randy just playing up to the crowd, going for the pose that we all love to see. As Cody Rhodes is down and out, slowly making his way back to his feet on the outside. Back into the ring he goes. But he's caught by the Viper again. Randy Orton looking very impressive here this evening. He may have been thinking about maybe going for that Drake DDT again. But Cody finds a reversal and into looking for the pedigree, but Randy Orton finds a reversal this time. He wasn't about to allow Cody Rhodes to hit that pedigree twice. And Cody with a reversal on that ground and pound. And now Randy Orton making his way back to his feet. Well, he's out on the apron here. I'm not quite sure how he's ended up there, but Cody Rhodes just taking his time here as Randy Orton wakes himself up. And now Cody Rhodes with Randy Orton up. But Randy slides in behind and then takes out the knee from underneath Cody Rhodes. It's crazy to think that this is only the first two superstars in this gauntlet match. We still have quite a ways to go here. Big clothesline connecting. Randy Orton is feeling it. Cody Rhodes getting back to his feet. Randy Orton not going for the RKO, surprisingly. Missing out on that elbow. And now Cody able to connect with a couple of jabs. We know what's coming next. Elbow to the head. Cody Rhodes is feeling it. Could he be about to put down the Viper once again here? Cody Rhodes off of the ropes looking for a drop kick. Couldn't connect with it. Now the Viper taking Cody into the corner. Oh, big elbow found by Cody. Reversal by the Viper. Well, who's going to progress in this gauntlet? Who's going to win this gauntlet is the bigger question, I feel. But Randy Orton, again, looking for that draping DDT, not wasting any time this time, busting open Cody Rhodes. Could that be enough? Cody Rhodes is not eliminated. And Randy Orton, he can't believe it. He's definitely getting very frustrated here. But Cody Rhodes back to his feet. Randy Orton was looking for the RKO, but a reversal found again by the American Nightmare. Up to the top rope into a moonsault. And Cody now looking to maybe put away the Viper. Cody Rhodes slips in behind into the crossroads, busting open Randy this time. And now into the pinfall for the victory. He's done it. And Cody Rhodes progresses, but who's the next opponent? Oh my word. Well, Cody Rhodes is ready for the fight, but Damian Priest is a man who's undefeated right now. He's taken down the likes of Dominic Mysterio and John Cena, of all people. So you have to think that Damian Priest, with this kind of form, he could maybe even be one of the favourites. It looked like he may have been signaling for the South of Heaven chokeslam there for a second, but he clearly decided against it. Cody Rhodes, though, going to continue to fight here into a bulldog, dropping Damian Priest down to the mat. And now Cody Rhodes sizing up Damian Priest, the Punisher, into a big missile dropkick connecting. Damian Priest has all the momentum behind him. Is that going to be enough to run him through the gauntlet here, perhaps? Now for the ropes goes Damian Priest. A big knee to the midsection, though, takes him down to the mat. And oh my word, Cody Rhodes is looking to put away Damian Priest early here, not wasting any time with a crossroads connecting. Damian Priest, could he be out already, perhaps? No, he's able to kick out and hang in there, keeping his momentum alive here. Damian Priest is undefeated right now on Friday Night SmackDown. Cody Rhodes was looking for that Cody cutter, but couldn't quite connect with it. And oh my word, Damian Priest bringing the straps down already. And now off of the ropes into a clothesline, hooking the legs here. Damian Priest looking to take out Cody Rhodes, and he's done it.
Has been eliminated.
But who's next? Oh my goodness. Well, Damian Priest likes what he sees, and CM Punk making his way down to the ring. The man who has been causing so many issues for John Cena, but he's caught into a South of Heaven chokeslam. Almost couldn't speak. He could be out of this one. No. CM Punk able to kick out, but CM Punk is the man who's been a thorn in the side of John Cena ever since the start of this 2K25 Universe Mode series. And John Cena even costing CM Punk back on Friday Night SmackDown against Randy Orton. And you have to wonder whether Randy Orton would have taken that as maybe a helping hand by John Cena or not. But now CM Punk looking to take advantage of the situation and take out Damian Priest, perhaps. Out to the apron here. CM Punk missing out on that one. Damian Priest just able to scoot himself out of the way there. Well, one heck of a matchup this is between these two. Fairly similar styles in some ways. They both like to utilize those leg kicks. And now into the cover. Damian Priest look to put away the cult of personality, but he couldn't quite do so just yet. Damian Priest, though, is not messing about here. He's not been messing about ever since moving over to Friday Night SmackDown. And now he's looking for the armbar, but a rope break called there. Maybe CM Punk's foot might be under the rope there. I can't quite tell from this angle. But now hooking the leg here. Damian Priest looking to eliminate CM Punk, but he can't quite do so. CM Punk still able to kick out at one. Damian Priest heads to the outside, but both men now back into the ring. And CM Punk, double axe handle to the back of the head. So CM Punk still keeping that same kind of attitude that he had in 2K24's Universe Mode. Carrying it over here into 2K25. He's fresh off the back off of defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. And so I'm sure that his confidence is sky high. Although after Friday Night SmackDown, maybe not so. Because he suffered that loss to the Viper, Randy Orton. But now, he could be in deep trouble. Because Damian Priest into another South of Heaven chokeslam. This has got to be it, surely. Can the best in the world kick out here? He can. He's able to hang in there. But Damian Priest, is he going to go for another one? He's decided against it, utilising those kicks that we were talking about earlier. Now CM Punk looking for a roll-up here, looking to steal one and give Damian Priest his first loss here on SmackDown, but he can't quite do it. Now big elbow drop connecting across the chest of Damian Priest. CM Punk now looking to choke out Damian Priest, perhaps some big elbows to the top of the head here. So there's so many superstars over on Friday Night SmackDown who are World Championship material. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes will not be the Winged Eagle champion here tonight. Could one of these two perhaps be the Winged Eagle champion? We don't even know how many superstars are involved in this one. Only time will tell, I guess. But CM Punk now on the top rope, looking for a Hurricane Rana, but Damian Priest using his strength there to avoid it and missing on that big elbow drop. Are these two maybe going to wear each other out and maybe shorten this gauntlet match for both of these two? As now hoisted up and driven down to the mat is CM Punk. To be honest, things are not looking too good for CM Punk right now. Damian Priest, very dominant so far. But CM Punk, oh my word. Damian Priest in trouble, just as I said, into the GTS connecting. Well, Damian Priest near the ropes and CM Punk's trying to drag the body away. But that could cost him a couple of seconds, which may have been the victory right there. Into the cover though, and Damian Priest is able to get the shoulder up. You have to feel that maybe those couple of seconds where CM Punk had to drag Damian Priest away from the ropes may have just cost him. And now a big kick to the head by Damian Priest. CM Punk now kicks to the hamstrings here. And now, off the ropes goes Damian Priest here. Just colliding with CM Punk now. And now Damian Priest hoisting up CM Punk. And taking Punk over to the ropes here. And Punk's in trouble into a powerbomb to the outside. Well, Damian Priest just tossing Punk to the outside and maybe going to take a count out here. Well, I don't think he's going to be able to because Punk is back to his feet already here. Making his way back into the ring on a 3 count. But is met with a wicked clothesline. Taking him down to the mat. Is Damian Priest maybe setting up another choke slam? Oh, well, it doesn't matter if he was because CM Punk finds a reversal. And now, Damian Priest hung up on that top rope neck first. And CM Punk just trying to get the crowd behind him, but there's a mixed reaction here for CM Punk. Big strikes here, spinning back fist as well. CM Punk utilising his own MMA background. Both of these two have MMA history. Damian Priest with that big forearm, big elbow to the jaw. As he heads up to the second rope now. Damian Priest with a big body splash. And now Damian Priest looking to maybe put away the best in the world here. Into the choke slam. South of Heaven connecting again. This has surely got to be it. What a victory this will be for Damian Priest. To put down CM Punk. He's done it. Oh my word. Who's going to be next? Oh no. Not Carmelo Hayes. Damian Priest looks pleased to see him, but I don't think anyone else is because Carmelo Hayes in WWE 2K25 Universe mode was the World Heavyweight Champion for 9 months. And it was so hard for anyone to take that title away from him. And he's looking to maybe repeat that here on Friday Night SmackDown with the Winged Eagle Championship, I guess. But Damian Priest stands in his way. Dropped face first onto the concrete floor on the outside there. Carmelo Hayes, though, is laid out right now. Damian Priest, is he going to try and take a count out against Carmelo Hayes? Well, Every time I seem to say that, his opponent seems to realise and make their way back into the ring. And oh my word, Damian Priest has caught Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is in big trouble. Oh, but he's able to slide on in behind and deliver that neck breaker. This is what Carmelo Hayes was so good at in 2K24's universe mode. Able to, in the important moments, find a way to slip on out of those holds and those finishing maneuvers, and then somehow, some way, find a way to get the victory. But Damian Priest doesn't want to allow that to happen here. So we still have more superstars to come, clearly, because it hasn't been announced that the winner of the match will be whoever wins this pinfall. And Damian Priest again building momentum here. He's continuing off of where he's left off in recent weeks, trying to dominate the division, but now chopped into the Falcon Arrow. He rolls to the outside quickly, Damian Priest. Well, that's a big mistake by Carmelo Hayes. Damian Priest just standing behind him, waiting for his moment there, but well, he's been caught by Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo now sending Damian Priest off of the ropes here. And now Damian Priest slammed down to the mat. Carmelo Hayes onto the apron, looking for a springboard, but couldn't connect with it, and a big boot does connect for Damian Priest, hooking the leg to put Carmelo Hayes away here. Can he do it? No. Big kick out found by Carmelo Hayes. And a kick across the upper chest there by Damian Priest. So Carmelo Hayes was actually undrafted in this Universe Mode series, which is a little bit shocking, to be honest, considering he was so dominant as the World Heavyweight Champion last year. But it seems like he's brought Trick Williams with him over to Friday Night SmackDown. So maybe they were thinking about Tag Team Gold. But now big knee to the side of the head, as Carmelo Hayes is clearly switching his focus back to the singles division. Damian Priest up to the top rope here. Damian Priest now lining up Carmelo Hayes into a crossbody. And Damian Priest is feeling it. Looking to maybe put away Carmelo Hayes here. Looking for the Razor's Edge again. Is he going to connect this time? Carmelo Hayes hoisted up and slammed down to the mat with a Razor's Edge. Is this going to be enough for Damian Priest to progress in the gauntlet? Can he do it? He's done it. He's put away Carmelo Hayes. But who's next?
The next fall will win the match.
Well, it's none other than John Cena, and even Damian Priest cannot believe it. He can't believe that the superstar he has to come up against to finish off this match is none other than John Cena here. So John Cena making his way into the ring, but Damian Priest meets him with a wicked clothesline. So one of these two superstars will be the Winged Eagle champion going forward in this Universe Mode series to become the new world champion on Friday Night SmackDown. But John Cena now looking for a roll-up. Damian Priest has obviously been through a couple of superstars already, including CM Punk and Carmelo Hayes. But now John Cena, a stomp at the arm there of Damian Priest. John Cena, the freshest man in this matchup, the final participant, looking to win a 17th championship here at WWE Backlash, driving Damian Priest over to the ropes here. Now these two being separated there by the referee. And oh, well, John Cena just catching Damian Priest there, as Damian Priest was looking for a clothesline, but now brought down to the mat here. Damian Priest just trying to slow John Cena down. And John Cena, of course, has so much experience behind him. And of course, this could be an opportunity for John Cena to get a little bit of revenge over Damian Priest, because Damian Priest on Friday Night SmackDown a couple of weeks ago did get the victory over Cena. So I'm sure that Cena is going to have that in the back of his mind. Luckily for John Cena, CM Punk is out of this one, but maybe he would have wanted to be the one to eliminate Punk. But Damian Priest finds a reversal in that roll-up, and well, John Cena using the power to get back to his feet and into a backslide. Could he be about to eliminate Damian Priest? No, he can't. So John Cena looking for that 17th World Championship Is he going to be able to do it? Or is Damian Priest going to become a world champion for the first time in this Universe Mode series? He's been busted wide open here, Damian Priest. But John Cena with Priest up on the top rope and driving him down to the mat. As now Cena heading to the outside, but then back into the ring again. Looking for an elbow drop there, but connects with it, and a big boot connecting by Damian Priest. As now John Cena being brought back to his feet here. But Damian Priest then sent into the corner. John Cena looking to use his experience here to just wear down the bigger man here. John Cena stomping away at Damian Priest here. In the corner, Damian Priest may have met his match here with John Cena. Is John Cena about to maybe become Super Cena, perhaps? He's lining up Damian Priest right now. John Cena. Well, Damian Priest up to the top rope. John Cena just able to send him off of the top rope, and well, Cena just seems to be mocking Damian Priest a little here. Oh, it looked like he may have been going for possibly an attitude adjustment maybe, but Damian Priest into a DDT following that reversal. Now just targeting the traps of John Cena, but Cena able to find a way out of it. And a double axe handle across the face off of Damian Priest. John Cena now looking to crank away at the neck here, putting pressure on the spine of Damian Priest. You can see Damian Priest is really busted wide open here. Cena able to slide on behind, a big kick connecting though by Priest. Big elbow drop as well to follow. Damian Priest is on a roll right now. Is he about to become a world champion on Friday Night SmackDown perhaps? Damian Priest, what is he thinking about? He took a moment too long, was playing up to the crowd there. But now, John Cena and Damian Priest in the middle of the ring. These two trading blows to see who's going to be the last one standing here. John Cena just teasing Damian Priest, asking for a couple of strikes on the jaw. Damian Priest delivering them. Big slap across the face by Cena. Big kicks now. Damian Priest getting the upper hand. Big elbow drops Cena. Damian Priest has been so impressive in this Universe Mode series, and well, he could be about to put Cena down once again. John Cena hoisted up overhead, razor's edge connecting. Damian Priest to put down Cena for a second time in this Universe Mode. No. Cena is able to get that shoulder up and hang in there. He's not about to allow that 17th World Championship slide away from him. And in the corner, big right hand by Damian Priest, and now stomping away at John Cena in the corner here. Damian Priest just absolutely relentless right now. And he feels like he may have done enough to put Cena down. I'm not so sure. Just a 1 count found this time. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but Damian Priest once again pulling down the straps here. And maybe setting up a South of Heaven chokeslam again. Cena off the ropes, but big kick connecting this time. And Damian Priest heading up to the top rope. What's he planning now? Can see that wound is maybe around the eye of Damian Priest there. Big cross body connecting. John Cena is struggling right now to keep up with Damian Priest. And Priest dropping Cena face first, busting him open this time. Hooking the leg. Is this going to be enough? No, Cena's able to get the shoulder up. Damian Priest though could be closing in on a victory. But John Cena able to find a reversal here. And now Cena with Damian Priest up onto his shoulders. The power into the attitude adjustment, hooking the leg. John Cena for the victory for the 17th championship, but no. A big kick out found by Damian Priest here. There's John Cena now heading up to the top rope. Damian Priest really holding his own right now. A super 5-knuckle shuffle off of the top rope into a cover. Can he do it? No. A kick out found by Damian Priest there. But John Cena, I think he may have been thinking about that STF. But luckily for Priest, he was able to find a reversal, but a big kick to the spine. And Priest is charged up right now. He is going to walk out of Backlash as the world champion on Friday Night SmackDown. Will it be Cena? Will it be Priest? Cena out on the apron, making things a little bit awkward for Damian Priest here. Is Damian Priest... He's not... Oh my word, I was just about to say he's not thinking what I think he's thinking. And he was a suicide dive over the top rope by the Punisher. And Damian Priest inflicting the damage on John Cena here in the main event. Continuing the onslaught. Cena missing out on that big crossbody. You can see all the bruising developing across the back of John Cena. Needs to really go into war here, and Cena signaling to the ref that he's hurt his knee here. Damian Priest with a big right hand connecting on Cena. Heading up to the top rope now. Damian Priest looking to fly here. Big elbow drop connecting. Another elbow drop as well to follow. Damian Priest is really closing in on that win. Is he going to be able to connect for a third time? This could be John Cena's hopes of that 17th championship being thrown out. No, he slides in behind it, looking for a crossbody, but Damian Priest catches him, drives the knee into the spine. And Damian Priest now may have been thinking about... Oh, we got the 3 moves of doom. I can't remember exactly the number, but I believe it's the 3. John Cena connects him, and in the center of the ring, oh, Damian Priest able to find a reversal, not about to allow that 5-knuckle shuffle to happen. But Damian Priest is definitely matching John Cena right now. Very even between these two, which is something to say even in itself. And oh my word, south of heaven chokeslam. Damian Priest is going to do it. He's going to pin Cena to gain the championship. No! Cena's kicked out again. I think Super Cena is back here at Backlash. Damian Priest is about to continue the onslaught though. He's not about to stop it. I'm sure that he's going to continue the punishment as long as he needs to. Hoisting up John Cena into a powerbomb position and dropping him down spine first onto the canvas. Damian Priest now looking for that elbow drop again, but he misses out on it again. He may need to rethink that maneuver there. Cena though looks poised and ready. What's he got planned? He was looking for the attitude adjustment again, couldn't connect with it though. Damian Priest looking to take Cena down, but now John Cena using the power to just toss Damian Priest to the side. And now John Cena looking to steal the win with a roll-up. Can he do it here for the 17th championship? No. Damian Priest reverses. Is it going to cost Cena? It is. Oh my goodness. What have we just seen?
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Champion,
Damian Priest is the world champion on Friday Night SmackDown, and he took down John Cena in the process. What a start to the Universe mode for him.